I love the Bitcoin. A lot of people are saying that it's not real money. Quite frankly, I know some people they're saying it's fake money, but we know it's very real. We know it's tremendous and it's doing very well for a lot of people. It's a coin on the computer, a computer coin. And by the way, we love the Bitcoin. We love it. We love the degens. They call themselves degen apes. They call themselves apes. And we're, quite frankly, when I'm president, we will be freeing the apes from the zoos. And we will be buying them Bitcoin. And we will have more Bitcoin in the United States than anywhere. We will be digging it out of the ground. We will be mining it, minting it, printing it, and stealing it, whatever it takes. We're going to have more Bitcoin than most people. We also love Ethereum. And we don't forget Doji.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot to say. We have a lot to discuss. And a lot of news to catch up on. Quite frankly, it's been an explosive week. And as I've been taking some time to myself, for reasons that I'll explain shortly, we've had things like the Olympics starting, Israel-Iran escalating, Trump at Bitcoin Nashville, and so much more. But right here, right now, my friends, I have to disclose something to the XRP community that you might be hearing in the background right now. Well, what's that? What's that? Ladies and gentlemen, the bearable calf has arrived. Oh, that's right. He's excited. Oh, that's right. You're excited. Guys, something I have to say to every single one of you is that I've been over here talking about how this opportunity before us right now in the world stage, as they change everything around, is truly an opportunity for generational wealth. But right now, for me, that's a completely different conversation. As we are quite literally going through the eyes of the storm, I have to stress this right now. Figure out what's important to all of you, because we are about to weather something that will be biblical. And as we have been going through these biblical times, I'd been taking some time for my new family to ensure that the foundation for that generational wealth is in place, to make sure that I have all the preparations needed for what's about to come. We're about to harvest, my friends. This is the storm in real time. And now that everything's prepared in my life, we're back on our daily schedule to give you this aggressively average content as your narrator through the book of Revelation. And that phrase right there has a new definition a day, as they're all about to see shortly. But first, we're going to break down what was said from presidential candidate Donald Trump about Bitcoin recently. He says there's a possibility we'll pay off the national debt with Bitcoin and crypto. And here in full context, we're about to break that down step by step.
But who knows, maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand him a little crypto check, right? We'll hand him a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
But how do you want it to be more prominent in America? How will that work?
Oh, it's going to work easily. It's already prominent. It's moving along. It's very loosely regulated. That's one of the reasons it's moving along. But it is a different form of a currency, and it's going to end up benefiting the country. But if we shut it down, like, Biden's trying to shut it down, Biden doesn't have the intellect to shut it down. Can you imagine this guy's telling you to shut something down like that? He has no idea what the hell it is. But if we don't embrace it, it's going to be embraced by other people. It's a massive thing already. Did you read where it's bigger than any company in the world already? I mean, if you look at the market, it's bigger than many countries. It's a very big thing. If we're not going to be the leader, we have the people that are the leaders. I know some of them. They're very smart. And if we don't embrace it, other countries are going to embrace it. Other countries will anyway. But we can be the leader, and we might as well be the leader.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you remember the recent Whitney Webb interview I posted in one of my recent videos, but I think all of you need to rewatch that. It is the video prior to my interview with Credible Crypto, and it discusses how the crypto asset class quite literally is the new system that was born to suck in the failing, collapsing financial system in real time. And like a phoenix out of the ashes, this new system will rise. I promise you. I've always stated I believe crypto will rise out of the ashes of the burning of the current financial system, the implosion of the banking system, the implosion of the stock market, the implosion of the fiat currency system. And here, we're getting the foundation of regulations being confirmed to come soon, and an environment that will allow crypto to thrive. And if Trump is elected president, it seems to me like there will be such a pro-crypto environment. It's insane. I'm not over here trying to be a conservative shill. I don't really give a damn. But in terms of crypto, he just said he would love to have crypto pay off the national debt, which has never been said before, and is an idea I've entertained in the past. And in addition, Donald Trump said he would fire Gary Gensler. Oh, Gary. You're out of here, Gary. You'll go down in history as the worst SEC chair, Gary. And just like you completely destroyed the CFTC during your tenure there, you'll be regarded as the SEC chairman that destroyed the fourth industrial revolution during a presidential term before it's all said and done.
The moment I'm sworn in, the persecution stops and the weaponization ends against your industry. And as long as I'm in the Oval Office, Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, do you remember? Yes, I'm an Indian. Yes, she said. I'm an Indian. Why are you an Indian? You don't look like an Indian. No, my mother told me I have high cheekbones. Oh, that's why she was an Indian. So I named her Pocahontas. Elizabeth Warren and her goons, and she's very nasty to you. She hates your people. She hates everything about you. Will keep their hands off Bitcoin. They're going to keep their hands off crypto. They're going to let it grow. We're going to let it grow. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman. I didn't know he was that unpopular. Well, I didn't know he was that unpopular. Let me say it again. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler. Whoa. And we'll appoint a new SEC chairman who believes America should build the future, not block the future, which is what they're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an electric moment and what an electric room. The crypto degens and crypto bros all galvanized together. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what an electric moment and what an electric room. A group of people, crypto degens, embracing the future firing of Gary Gensler. The crypto community is going to be heard in 2024, and I can't stress that enough. And here, actively, policy is being pushed to the forefront. 2,200 letters of support for Bitcoin strategic reserve bill is going to U.S. senators. And for the XRP community, what's important, all of you know, is you need to realize XRP will thrive when Bitcoin goes up in value. There has never been a moment in time where Bitcoin has gone up in and of itself, and it didn't it didn't drag crypto with it. XRP's never gone on a full-fledged bull run without Bitcoin support. And despite the fact Bitcoin has gone on new all-time highs, we're in a moment in time where we very well need more money flowing and sloshing through this market. In my recent interview with Credible Crypto, we discussed that very fact, and please watch that recent hour-long interview as we break down step by step how the crypto market is going to run. Here, the Wolf of Wall Street, who's no particular fan of XRP, is over here discussing how this chart, quite frankly, is looking very interesting. And it looks like, to me, the Bitcoin community is starting to realize the strength XRP is showing. And when that happens, you better recognize how important of a position we're in. But here, what's really important is that we zoom out and look at the macro very quickly. From Yahoo, Elon Musk said that Warren Buffett is clearly expecting Elon Musk says that Warren Buffett is clearly expecting a correction after Berkshire sold half of its Apple stock, and I 100% agree. We're already in the midst of the great correction before the next leg up in the crypto market. And what I have to stress to every single one of you is this is going step by step, along with potential rate cuts coming in September. I remember with Waters Above, we discussed in my most recent podcast with him a likely pullback in August, September before the elections that will coincide with rate cuts, and then this baby and quantitative easing will send us into the stratosphere, because remember, they cannot allow the stock market to implode during an election year. They will not do it. This is a bear trap. Don't get dissuaded. Don't sell your coins. Don't sell your crypto. Don't be in fear. This is where the true Toro Locos survive, thrive, and claim their stake in the new 1%.
The question will be whether the totality of the data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks are consistent with rising confidence on inflation and maintaining a solid labor market. If that test is met, a reduction in our policy rate could be on the table as soon as the next meeting in September.
Now, what we're also getting in this economic environment is that people are pushing for emergency rate cuts of 75 basis points by the Fed, with another 75 basis points indicated for the September meeting. So not only do they want rate cuts by September, they want some now because there are cracks in the system. There have been cracks in the system. Some of the biggest ones happened during COVID. Look what happened. Now in 2024, right before elections, this is what's happening. No coincidences at all, my friends. So what does this all mean? And why am I saying this? Rate cuts will be the biggest symbol to the world of the economic health in this society. Depending on how quickly they cut, how much they cut, when they cut, that'll let us know exactly what happens next. There's always a big pullback during rate cut periods, but there is always a massive recovery because of the inflation, the QE, the stimulus, all of it. And that's when, my friends, the last time we saw the crypto bull market. Always remember this. Never let anyone tell you otherwise. Now, guys, I say all that to say this. The Dow plunged nearly 1,000 points August 2nd. We're here a couple days later, witnessing the additional effects across the world. Japan is literally imploding, as it saw the largest one-day drop since the Black Monday crash of 1987. We're also seeing that the yen versus US dollar chart is absolutely falling. For 30 years, Japan has 0% interest on their currency. And as a result, for 30 years, investors borrowed yen at no cost and invested it globally. They invested it in T-bills abroad and a basket of risk assets, including the NASDAQ. And for the first time in many years, the Bank of Japan increased interest rates this week by 0.25%, as this was almost unprecedented. Ladies and gentlemen, what's so important as well is that as a result of the increased interest rates and the signal to the market, investors are concerned that the money they borrowed for free is no longer free, and therefore they're unwinding their trades and sending the funds back to Japan. This, my friends, is how you completely implode an economy. We have been living carefree for too long, and we're about to see who's been dancing with their pants off. To be quite honest with every single one of you, I have this to say as well. I don't think it's any coincidence that it's Japan imploding right now, as Ripple and XRP's connection to Japan is profound through Yoshitaka Kitao and SBI. But that's a story for another day. In addition to what's going on in Japan, Taiwan's stock market falls 8.4% on tech sector fears. This, as China-Taiwan tensions are escalating, and there are additional conversations telling Taiwan citizens to prepare for potential Chinese invasions. This is very real, as I predicted earlier this year that on a dragon year, China was going to strike, as the US was distracted with problems right here at home. They're going to be distracted with all their additional overseas conflicts as well. Imagine the forefront war we're going to be in once China moves. And with political unrest at home, it'll be a sight to behold. But now, let's reel this all back in and put attention to where we really need to show it. Right back at the Fed's doorstep. The Fed does the same thing every time. They feed the system with liquidity and then pull it away when the wealthy are ready for the crash. Remember what Warren Buffett did. This is what Powell did in January 2020, Bernanke in August 2008, in 2001, and it's always the same playbook. And remember that this is exactly what happened in the 2020 crash. They thought it was caused by a virus, but remember that the banking system was already collapsing September 2019, forcing the Fed to start repo liquidity injections, just like in 08. And the system only collapsed when the Fed pulled repo away. 2023 is the same game plan. And I can't stress that enough. Keep your eyes on the prize and you'll never get manipulated. Because the wealthy love having private parties right before the crash just to make sure they're all on the same page. Remember, Jerome Powell attended this private party with the former president, Jeff Bezos, and many other elites. And this is exactly how these reptilians play the game.
Mr. Powell, I'm going to project a picture up here so that the audience can see, but I'm also going to hold it up for you. Is this you, Mr. Powell?
That is.
Where are you?
That's a party after the alfalfa dinner, an after party that I went to.
Where was that party held?
At Jeff Bezos' home.
At Jeff Bezos' home. And when was it taken?
Excuse me?
When was this picture taken?
Saturday night after the alfalfa dinner.
Give or take, you'll stipulate end of January 2020?
Yes.
Recently. Can you imagine how attending a lavish party at Jeff Bezos' $23 million home, along with Jared and Ivanka and the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, might give off the sense to the public that you are not, in fact, immune from external pressures?
I would certainly hope not.
What did you talk about at that party with them?
I didn't talk to any of the people you named.
You didn't talk to anybody?
I didn't talk to any of the people you named.
Oh, can you tell me who you did talk to?
I mainly escorted my son and his brand new wife in there, and I actually introduced them to General Mattis.
Okay, great. I would just suggest that this attendance at this kind of event with these kinds of people is inconsistent with what I would otherwise commend you on for doing a very good job, I think, of reaffirming to the public. This plants in the public's mind, I think, a seed that is counter to what you have been doing.
And you know what's actually infuriating, my friends? These lizards can literally get caught in 4K and still get away with lies. They go to parties and talk to the elites and find a reason why to crash for the peons and the peasants and the normies and the regular people in the world with pensions and 401ks and retirement plans. Right here, 2024, you're gonna wonder if your assets are actually safe, and you're gonna realize they never were. That's why the XRP army exists. We exist because we knew the system was gonna fail. So we invested in the new one that's going to rise out of the ashes of the old one. The US dollar is tumbling, and this will be the final crucifixion of the dollar. I promise you, once they cut rates again, they're never going to stop. They need QE into infinity and beyond to crash this old system into the new one. That's always been their plan. DEI, carbon taxes, social credit, universal basic income, AI surveillance, and the whole nine. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't stress this enough. I've always stated XRP will rise out of the ashes of the next crash, and we are here in the final stages, right at the doorstep, while we're all sleepwalking into World War III. I literally couldn't make this storyline up. But over the last couple months, we've been predicting exactly what's been going to happen in real time. And without a shadow of a doubt, we're right on the money. Ladies and gentlemen, stay vigilant and pay attention. Because quite literally, this financial revolution will be televised. Bloomberg just confirmed businesses are warning investors they're unable to pass costs to the customer anymore. And this always happens before growth concerns hit in the fall. Election year volatility is in the air. And as I leave you for the day, I leave you with the confidence that we're right on schedule. We're right on time. And you need not have any fear, because El Toro Loco's here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Go through some commentary we've had recently. Some bearish stuff, all right? P&G, slower price increases. Kimberly-Clark, slowing price increases. McDonald's, first sales slide since 2020. Pepsi, consumer is more challenged. Nestle, value-seeking behavior. We heard from Starbucks overnight as well. Not great either. All of this sort of piling up. The consumer's not great. It's not great. We're losing pricing power. We're losing pricing power. Can't put prices up anymore. Sales are down. What does that mean for the cyclicals, for everyone sort of charging into small caps and buying the rest of the market?
So, again, you have to differentiate. And part of the beauty of the market in 2024 is that correlations on a stock basis are so incredibly low that it really is a market of stocks and less a stock market. And what I would say there is, think about it. We have been gnashing our teeth for a year. We need broader participation. We need the rest of the stocks to catch up to the Mag 7. Hello, we've got it in the month of July, and now everyone's freaked out because part of the story is the give back in the larger cap tech stocks. In our view, the path to 6,000 is likely going to be what you saw in 2016, what you saw coming out of the first downturn of the technology age, the internet age in 1996. All of these stocks are going to participate in our view.
Mid-90s, not late 90s. Sounds like Dan Ives. Dan's joining us in about 5 minutes' time. Julian, it's good to see you.
Nice
Thank
to
you,
see
sir.
you.
Julian Emanuel of Evercore spending way too much time with Dan Ives in a green room a little bit early this morning. I noticed that.